Yes. This question is for both of you. Do you support tuition tax credits for parents who choose to send their children to religious schools?
Okay, who would like to respond to that? Okay, Mike.
Absolutely. And the reason being because those same people who are sending their kids to Catholic schools are still having their taxpayer dollars being utilized elsewhere. And we need to allow them to have the ability to say if they want to send their children to a private school, that they will get a tax break for it, because quite honestly, they're paying good money to do that, and the tax benefit that comes from not doing it is not helping them. So we want to make sure that they have the ability to know they can send their child to a private school and get a tax break. And then at the end of the day, that'll be putting more money in their pocket and helping them with all the other bills that they may have, including tuition.
The short answer is yes. The tax credit would certainly be better, have a better chance of passing if put in the budget. Because even those elected officials who may not be for the tax credit would vote for it anyway because it is in the budget. You vote in the budget as a package. We have pushed for it to be in the budget to allow those elected officials, those senators, who may not like the tax credit to vote for it because it is in the budget. All you have to do is talk to any of our parochial school parents or any of our yeshiva parents, and you can hear the problems that they're having with the rising cost of tuition and making ends meet or meeting the demands of quality of life here in New York City. So yes, the answer is it's the right thing to do. Listen, we've done a lot over this past legislative session, like I mentioned. You know, funding private schools, and again, private school funding has increased under Governor Cuomo, certainly has increased. But the bottom line is the direct help for the parents who are paying tuition is a tax credit. We are able to do so in the state, given our fiscal situation. It's the right thing to do by our working families who have their children in private school, to give them the option to going to private school, because how many parents do we know who have shifted from private school to public school? They want the private school education, but they can't afford it. Now, thankfully, so our public schools are doing better, but we want to give the parents the option that if they want their children to go to private schools, they have the opportunity to do so. How do you do that? Help them. And how do you help them? A tuition tax credit would certainly do so. Thank you.
Okay, next question. All right, gentleman in the back.
Yeah, 50,000 combat wounded veterans.
Could you speak up a little?
50,000 combat wounded veterans, over 150,000 homeless veterans. And, you know, it was shocking to me during the mayoral's race, and maybe I missed something, maybe I missed some literature or anything. It seems like the politicians in this city totally forgot about our veterans. I mean, recently they appointed a new veterans commissioner, but I see zero initiative out of this city, or anybody really at city government who's really stepped forward and said, hey, listen, we're going to try to help our veterans. So, gentlemen, what have either one of you done anything for our veterans?
All right, Joe, you want to go
Yeah,
first?
please. And thank you for your service. And I know we have a number of veterans in this room. Thank you. Veterans Day is every day of the year, not just one day on the calendar. So, thank you. In the state, we've done better. We've increased peer counseling. We've increased services for state veterans. We have almost 1 million veterans in this state. Certainly, we've done what we can, but we need to do more. I understand that. We've given tax credits to stores if they hire a veteran, and they don't understand really what they get when they hire a veteran. They get a person who's very dedicated and a hard-working person. But one issue we had was that an employer didn't know the qualifications of a veteran. They didn't know what they were getting because the veteran's skills could not translate from military terms to what we would call layman's terms. So I passed a piece of legislation. And now if you go on the New York State government website and look under veterans, you will see my piece of legislation online. What it does is it breaks down a veteran's skills and turns them into layman's terms, so that a person who wants to hire a veteran will know what skill set they're getting. And it was a way to try and promote the need to hire a veteran. I love doing job fairs. I've done them all over the district. I've actually done one specifically for veterans. We need to create job opportunities for veterans, and we look to do so, because again, they are great workers. There's an issue that I need to take up, though, in January 2015 with your support. We have a program in the state called peer-to-peer counseling. Great program. vets talking to other vets about job opportunities, about emotional issues, about what services are out there. Peer-to-peer. It's a great program. Problem is, only 11 counties in the state have it. And guess which county doesn't have it?
Queens.
Queens. Exactly. We need to get Queens on that list, and I will do so. I rank. I'm the ranking member of the Veterans Committee. Proud to do so, is my request. We have a lot of work to do for our veterans. Again, Veterans Day is every day of the year. We need to show the veterans the respect by doing that. Finding them job opportunities, making sure they have counseling programs and programs that help them with their mental issues or with their financial issues. They've crossed the line for us, we need to get and cross the line for them as well. So again, with your support, we will do more for veterans. And thank you for your service.
I thank you for your service as well. One thing that I would like to do, and again, I'm coming in now, and as coming in as a freshman senator, what I would like to do is sit down with someone like yourself and sit down with veterans, and I'd like to come up with ideas and programs that we could use. I appreciate the fact that a business could hire a veteran, but yet it seems like they don't all know about it. And I think that word should be spread. There should be ads about that people should know that they could hire a veteran and get a tax break. They should also know what's happening to our veterans that are coming back now. Where are they? Do they have homes? Do they have houses? Do they have places to go? Who's taking care of them? Where are those programs? We can't just look at one issue. We need to take the whole issue as a whole and work together, like I said earlier, and sit down and find out ways that we can get programs out there. But the programs have to get out there so that not only 11 districts have them, they all do. We all need to know about them. We all need to spread the word about them the way we do about everything else. So what I would do is I would look to propose different programs, one for housing, one for jobs, one for, helping them maybe even to get back into school, to get, if they want to go, if you guys wanted to go back to school, ways that we can work with different programs that can spread the word of how we can help the people, the men and women who have fought for our freedom, who have gone into harm's way for our freedom, and who have done it without anything they wanted in return except for the fact that they knew they were helping this country. And right now, if it wasn't for the veterans and if it wasn't for our soldiers out there fighting for us, we'd be in bad shape. And when you have a president who doesn't have the support that we want for them the way we should have it, we have other issues as well. We need to let other countries know, folks, that our armed forces are strong and our country is strong. And when our veterans come home, we need to show them the respect and honor they deserve.
That's right.
Thank you. Another question? Yes. No, the woman back there, you go.
Mr. Cuomo is being investigated by the federal government for possible obstruction of justice, witness tampering, and failure to report crimes. As a consequence of this investigation, Mr. Cuomo could face prosecution and be removed from office. As you know, the Morgan Commission was set up to investigate government corruption. Please tell us why you think he shut it down.
You go first.
Because he's wrong. Because he knows that if that investigation takes place, things are going to come up that he doesn't want us to hear. When you put your hand in a cookie jar and you get caught, you got to face the piper, folks. And you can't try to run around and avoid it. If he had nothing to hide, there wouldn't be an issue. So, very simple. He should face the consequences and let the cookie crumble where it may.
Ongoing investigations, so we're going to be careful here, but I'll tell you, the Mullen Commission certainly was a topic of discussion during budget negotiations. And we are all rather intelligent individuals here, so we could pretty much figure out that when the budget was done and the Mullen Commission was decommissioned, everybody connected the dots and saw that it was part of the budget negotiation. Let me say this, I won't touch about the Mullen Commission, because I actually like the Mullen Commission, so this is an area that I won't agree with the governor on, even though I support him, I just won't agree with him on it. But nevertheless, we still have work to do cleaning up Albany ethics. That's what the Mullen Commission was for, cleaning up the improprieties still in Albany. And we still see elected officials getting arrested. And we always say that when we see them getting arrested, do you think their focus was the people anymore? No, it was about themselves. But by increasing legislatively, so aside from the moral commission, by increasing legislatively, the crime of bribery, there's a new crime created in this legislative session, the crime of corrupting government. That if any lobbyist or elected official corrupts government in any way, that's a crime now. There's a crime now that we created that you are banned from government. So you ever see these elected officials who get hooked up in a crime and then they run for office again thinking you forgot, right? You can't do that on the state level. So we've done enough, I shouldn't say enough, because we're never going to do enough. We have done in the right direction legislation that's actually going to increase the microscope and the spotlight on elected officials when it comes to ethics. One of the reasons I wanted to be a state senator was to clean up Albany. That's why, again, I like campaign finance reform. Yes, it's taxpayer dollars, but we have it in the city. It doesn't jeopardize any kind of services because you do it over time, but it makes our elections a lot cleaner. They are much cleaner on the city level because of the amount of reporting and the less influence on lobbyists and corporations. When you can decrease the amount of a donation from a lobbyist to a corporation, you will decrease their influence on elected officials. And the campaigns become a lot cleaner because we center on issues as opposed to dialing for dollars all the time. So the idea here is we are moving in the right direction, but we have a lot of work to do in terms of ethics. I have a great bill. I'd love to pass it. The bill says you get convicted of a felony as an elected official, you lose your pension. It's harsh. It's harsh. But you think twice. Well, jails are not. Jail they don't care. They get fed. They get
This should have been in jail too.
But if you lose your pension, maybe you think twice. Maybe you think twice about doing the crime if you're an elected official. As an elected official, we are role models. We should be held to a higher standard. When I go to the diner or I go shopping, I'm going to behave myself. I don't want to go crazy out there. I don't go to a bar and dance on tables anymore. Never did. But you got the idea, we are role models, and we should be held to a higher standard. And if we continue the path that we're going, increasing the ethics legislation and passing good legislation like that, we'll become a better government. Thank you.